What's going on, everyone? Clutch City Chronicles back here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the amazing offseason the Houston Rockets are having thus far. And it all began with our coaching staff, which overall we entered this offseason with the idea of finding a brand new coaching staff to surround Steven Silas in order to take that next step in this rebuild. And boy, did we make strides, because we added Coach Leano Hollins as our defensive coordinator. In case you don't know who he is, he was the head coach of the Grit and Grind Grizzlies, led by Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, and Zebo. And in general, he's a well-respected head coach, has many years of experience, and he's going to be an amazing presence on the court and off the court, as he is, a respected head coach in this league and someone the young guys can easily look up to and trust. And overall, our offensive coordinator was Coach Mahmoud Abdel Fattah, who was our head coach for our G League championship team. And I think this is a major addition to our coaching staff, as Coach Abdel Fattah was really good role model for these young players. He really levels with the young guys, and as a good guy that can really, I guess you can say, work well with young players, and he's proven to work well with young players. So adding him to our coaching staff is going to do wonders for our team, off the court in terms of chemistry, and just in general, he's a great coach to work with young players, and that's why I think he's an amazing addition to our coaching staff. And overall, I think our coaching staff is looking a lot better, and every great team needs a great coaching staff, and I think this coaching staff is amazing compared to last year. Moving forward, the next big, box on our checklist was definitely the NBA draft. That was a huge box on our checklist, as we really needed to nail this year's draft. It's our second draft with Rafael Stone, and it's our second draft of this rebuild, and we really needed to hit on all our picks. And it all started with the number 3 pick, which was the biggest surprise of the night, as Jabari Smith Jr., a guy that was pegged as the number 1 prospect heading into the draft, fell all the way to number 3. And that was a blessing in disguise, in my opinion, because I always believed Jabari was the best fit on our team alongside Jalen Green, as he is a guy that plays off the ball and is amazing catch and shoot player, someone that shot 42% from the perimeter in Auburn. And overall, he is definitely going to be a seamless fit on the Houston Rockets, and not to mention his effort on defense is honestly incredible and definitely deserves a standing ovation, because to see a rookie go out there and be that, attentive on the defensive end is really a gift, and it's really amazing to see as a Rockets fan. And moving on to our number 17 pick, I think this was another steal for the Houston Rockets, because Tari Eason is a guy that right now is talked about as a top 10 pick in this year's draft, considering how well he's performed in the Summer League. And overall, in my opinion, I was, overhyping him before the draft, because I believed he had all the intangibles of being an all-star in this league. He's 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. He plays amazing on both ends of the court. He plays with hustle, and overall, he's that glue guy the Houston Rockets need, and he's that guy that's going to help fill the front court hole we had in last year's basketball season, because we just didn't have size, length, and versatility. But now with the additions of Jabari Smith Jr. and obviously Tari Eason, we have size, length, versatility. We have guys that can go out there and guard 1 through 5. And overall, it's just an amazing addition for the Houston Rockets. And then we move on to, in my opinion, a huge surprise for the Rockets, as we traded down to get Ty Ty Washington, who, in my opinion, is a great two-way point guard, someone that can definitely back up Kevin Porter Jr. in the future. And in general, I feel like he's definitely going to be a major addition for our bench unit, as I think he's really great at controlling the basketball and the tempo of the game, and really playmaking in general. So I think overall, the Rockets went 3 for 3 on draft night, had an amazing draft, filled a lot of needs our team had coming into the draft, and just definitely made us a more complete NBA team going into next season. And of course, free agency hasn't been much news for the Rockets, because really our offseason is not going to be, free
I just
agency,
like
at least until next offseason when we have $70 million in cap space. But we did make a nice move in this year's free agency when we declined Jayshawn Tate's option and extended him on an extremely team-friendly deal. And I think this was a genius move by Rafael Stone, because extending Jayshawn Tate on that team-friendly deal will allow him to be a trade piece for the Rockets moving forward, someone that can easily, be flipped for draft compensation or even an all-star top caliber player, a part of a bigger package. And overall, I think this was a very smart move by Rafael Stone, as I think Jayshawn Tate is a desirable, trade option for many teams in this league. So overall, in terms of coaching staff, draft, and free agency, the Rockets have really nailed it, in my opinion. And in terms of summer league, we're seeing our draft, prospects really show out. Tari Easton, he's averaging a double-double. Jabari Smith Jr. is showcasing that he doesn't need offense to help the team win. And overall, Ty Washington, he's
I just
proving
like
to be a real reliable second option point guard. And in general, I think the Rockets are having a fantastic offseason. And that's why I think the Rafael Stone is playing chess, not checkers. So comment down below your thoughts on the Houston Rockets offseason. Like if you enjoyed the video. And of course, make sure to subscribe for more.